This video will show you how to make a realistic writing animation in Blender. Please watch it to the very end. When you open Blender, first press Tab to go to the Edit mode. Click on this X to go to a side view, then press S, then 0.1 to scale it down by 0.1. Click on this icon to activate X-ray visibility, then select these top vertices. Press G then Z then 0.3 to move them up by 0.3. Press E then 0.7 to extrude them up by 0.7. Press S then 4 to scale them up by 4. Press E again to extrude it up to somewhere here. Now press 2 to switch to the edge selection mode, then press and hold Shift then Alt and select the following edge loops. Now press Shift E to add an edge crease to them. Come to the modifier properties, then click on Add Modifier and go to Generate, then add a subdivision surface modifier. Press Tab to go to the object mode. Click on this icon to deactivate X-ray visibility. Come to the modifier properties and click on this drop-down arrow, then click on Apply to apply it. Click on this X to go to a side view, then press Tab to go back to the edit mode. Now press G then Z then 0.1 to move it up by 0.1. Press Tab to go back to the object mode. Press Shift A and add a text. Now press Tab to go back to the edit mode. Press Backspace to erase the text, then type in your desired text. In my case, I'll use W. Now press Tab to go back to the object mode. Come to the object data properties and click on this drop-down arrow on font. Click on this icon and browse for a pleasing font of your choice. In my case, I'll choose Edwardian Script, then click on Open Font to open it. Now click on this drop-down arrow and change the fill mode to none. Scroll down under Transform and increase this size to 4. Select this pen and press S to scale it down up to this level. Select this text, then right-click, then go to Convert to and select Curve to convert it to a curve. Now select this pen and hold Shift, then select this text as well. Go to Object, then Parent, then choose Follow Path. Now if you play it, you can see that the pen is moving along the text. Press Shift to then go to Mesh and add a plane. Click on this Z to go to a top view, then press G and move it up to somewhere here. Press S to scale it up to this level. Now if you play it, you can see that this pen is making some weird rotations along the Z, which is unreal. To fix that, select this pen, then come to the constraint properties. Click on Add Object Constraint, then under Transform add a Limit Rotation Constraint. Click on this box to activate the Z-axis. Now if you play it, you can see that the issue is sorted. So come to the Physics properties, then click on Dynamic Paint to add a Dynamic Paint modifier to it. Click here and change this type to Brush, then click on Add Brush to add a brush to it. Click on this paint color and adjust it to your liking. Scroll down under Source, then click here and change the paint source from Mesh Volume to Proximity. Now select this plane and come back to the Physics properties. Click on Dynamic Paint to add a Dynamic Paint Physics, then come down and click on Add Canvas. Scroll down and click on this drop-down arrow on Initial Color. Click here and change this type to Color. Click here on Color and change it to a color you want your paper to be. In my case, I'll make it black. Now click on this drop-down arrow on Output and click on these plus icons to add a paint map layer and wet map layer. Come up here and click on this icon to switch to the material preview. Now come down here and switch this area to a shader editor. Click here on New to add a new material. Click here again and change its name to Writing. Now press Shift to then go to Input and add an attribute node. Come back to the Physics properties and click on this paint map layer, then press Ctrl+C to copy it. Now come back to the shader editor and click here on Name, then press Ctrl+V to paste it there. Now you can plug this attribute node into this base color. If you come back to the Physics properties and change this color, it should be able to change, though it's not refreshing now. Come to this corner, then click and hold when you see this plus icon to create a new area here. Click on this icon and change it to a timeline, then go back to the first frame. Now if you come back to the physics properties and change this color, you can see it changing in real time. Now if you play it, you can see that nothing is happening yet. To fix that, press tab to go to the edit mode. Right-click and select Subdivide to subdivide it. Click on this drop-down arrow to expand on this settings panel, then click here and increase these number of cuts to 20. Now press tab to go back to the object mode. If you play it now, you can see it writing, but the ink is spreading too far. To fix that, select this pen and come back to the physics properties. Under source, click here on distance and reduce it to a lower number. Now if you play it, you can see that it has reduced, but we need to reduce it to even a lower number. So come back here and reduce this distance to about 0.01. Now if you play it, you can see it writing, but it's no longer continuous. To fix that, select this plane and come to the modifier properties, then click on Add Modifier, then go to Generate and add a subdivision surface modifier to it. Click here and hold, then move it above the Dynamic Paint modifier. Increase these viewport levels to about 5, then switch it from Catmull-Clark to Simple. Now if you play it, you can see them coming out as dots. To fix that, select this plane, then come back to the physics properties and increase these substeps to about 10. Now if you play it, you can see that it's becoming continuous, but the stroke is still not smooth enough. So come back to the physics properties and click here on substeps, then type in 20. Now if you play it, you can see that it is smoother now, but it still needs to look seamless. To fix that, come back to the physics properties and click on this box to activate anti-aliasing. Now if you play it, you can see it starting to look seamless. To make it even better, select this pen, then come to the physics properties under source, then reduce this distance to about 0.005. If you play it, you can see it coming out well, but on a closer look it seems pixelated. So to fix that, come back to the physics properties and click here, then change the fall-off to constant. Now if you play it, you can see it coming out perfectly. So select this plane and come back to the physics properties, then scroll down to Cache and click on this drop-down arrow to expand on it. Click on Bake to bake the simulation. Now if you play it, you can see it animating nicely. Finally, come to the modifier properties and increase these render levels to 5 as well. And now we're done. You can now go ahead to work on your scene further in Render. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial up to now, I really appreciate. If you found this video useful, please consider subscribing to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you never miss out on our latest content. Also, let us know what you want us to teach you about Blender in the comments. I promise we'll make a video. Have fun animating. I sign out.